If you do not learn from the mistakes and the lessons that you have in your life, you will have to repeat the lessons over and over and over again. What are the common lessons people struggle to learn? Number one, I would say, and that's very common for people pleasers, is to set boundaries. You keep getting those people who cross your boundaries, who act disrespectful towards you, who test your boundaries, your limits, and until you are able to set the boundaries and stick to them, you're gonna have those people all the time. Somehow, whether it's unconscious or they see it and consciously go for it, they see that you let them cross the boundaries and they keep approaching you. The moment when you're gonna step in and you're gonna be like, no, not this is not happening. No, the people are not going to be approaching you anymore, and they rather choose someone who they can manipulate easily and control easily. Common lesson that we typically need to learn when it comes to our mistakes is to let go. We hold on to the past. We don't want to give up who we used to be. We hold on to the ex that we are not with anymore for 2-3 years, and we just keep drowning in those emotions. You know, a lot of times I think there's a big misconception, big question mark when it comes to how you should feel your emotions. Very healthy to experience the emotions and to feel them, but it's a different thing when you have something that happened to you and you keep repeating the same scenario in your head. You know, like if you had a breakup, it's good to cry for some time, but if it's a year after your breakup, 2 years, and you still keep drowning yourself in what fights you had with the ex, how they hurt you, how they gonna be regretting it, you're drowning yourself in the past, you're not letting go, and then you're just blocking your potential because you are using the energy that you could build your future with for thinking about the past, thinking about something that you cannot influence anymore. And here, obviously, some things of the past are much harder to manage and they require therapy. However, with a lot of things, we can simply just redirect our attention, rewrite how we think about things, reshape our mindset about things, and then we can rather dedicate the energy into doing something that is going to be beneficial for us in the future or in the present moment. Another very common lesson is self-worth. We feel like we don't deserve to go for the job because we are not good enough, we are not smart enough, we are not experienced enough, and then someone goes in completely without experience, not even that good in the skills that we have, and they get the job. So how do you recognize the lesson and learn from it? Here it's very important that you pause and you reflect on what is happening, what is the lesson there. If you are a kind of person who would rather write it down in a journal, some people like me, I like to more think about it. You know, you do you, what is the most beneficial thing for you, but it's very important that you reflect on your behaviors. If you figure out a pattern that you're repeating, it's time that you shift your response, because chances are that if you keep having the same lesson, you react the same way, and that's exactly why you did not overcome it, because you react exactly the same every single time. So try doing something else. Try to react in a different way. If every single time when there is a certain kind of conversation with you and your partner and you react very aggressively, try to reflect on that. Maybe that's exactly the point when you need to kind of like chill, say, I need 5 minutes, I'm very mad, go away, reflect, calm yourself down, and they then come with an answer. And already there, you're reacting differently to the lesson that you kept receiving. That's a good start when you react differently. Very good thing, and that's why we have a lot of self-development YouTubers and podcasters and all those people. Listen to how other people overcame the struggle. You can also ask your family member, your friend, but get the advice from people who actually conquered the lesson and who sorted it out. Taking accountability, very difficult one. When you find out that it was actually your fault, that You cannot blame everyone and everything around you. You have to go within and see that it was your fault. From my experience in life, there are three kind of people when it comes to like lesson, mistakes, and whose fault it is. There are people who have it balanced. They can acknowledge when it's someone else's fault when it is, and when it's their fault when it is. Then a lot of time there are people who just blame everything on everyone around them. It's because of them, they made me do it, it's because of this circumstance. They just point on everything and everyone around them, and they never take accountability. And then there's a third type of person, that was me, who think that everything what happened was always their fault. You have to find your balance here. Sometimes it's your fault, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's someone else's fault, sometimes it's not. It's important to recognize where it's coming from, but if it's coming from outside, it's kind of out of your control, and it's not really useful to complain about it and to be like super dramatic about it. Because of them, and because of them I'm in this situation. Then change yourself so you can change the environment around yourself. It's very important to mention that even if you overcame a lesson, it might not appear completely the same, but let's say you struggled with the boundaries and you overcame a lesson and you set your boundaries straight with your partner, or you broke up with someone who was constantly crossing your boundaries. It does not mean that you will never have a struggle or lesson with boundaries again, but it can also happen that it's much deeper than what you can see. It's much deeper, the struggle that you are trying to deal with. It keeps resurfacing even when you thought that you solved it. And with this, for me, it's about feeling good enough. It's like I conquered certain lessons, I dealt with certain problems, I thought like, yeah, I have it. And then at some points of my life, it's like, hello, I'm back again. I'm back, I'm not feeling good enough. And I'm confused because I'm like, I dealt with this before. It can happen. It can happen. We just people, and a lot of things are so deep underneath the surface. A lot of things are subconscious. We don't even know about it consciously. For this, therapy, coaching, some kind of brain rewiring, meditation, you're gonna have to go deeper with some things, and that's completely okay. And if something resurfaces, it does not mean that you did not grow. And remember that, because sometimes when I'm sad that I feel not good enough, I'm like, Jesus Christ, didn't I learn something here? Like, didn't I grow? And I am kind of sad, and I'm already in like a bad mood, and then I'm like, oh my God, was it all for nothing? No, it was not. Then I get okay again the next day. No. It's something that is still deep within, but I made a lot of progress, and this is something I can work on, and so can you. If you have a lesson that is very deep and sometimes it just like peeks out, you have it and you made progress, don't worry. And the final thought, those lessons are not there to punish you. They are not. It seems like it. A lot of times it's like, what the hell did I do to deserve this? It's actually, and it's kind of funny, all the lessons are kind of trying to guide you towards who you really are in your deepest core. And they try to show you the way how to shed things that are not necessary in your life. So if you have layers and layers of trauma, of some kind of patterns, of some reactions that you do to certain situations, it's just like covering your core, how you are and who you're masking right now. And the more you peel off the layers from the center, and the more lessons you overcome, the more to the center you get. And the more you heal and the more you work on yourself, the more aligned you are with who you truly are. So you learn your lessons. Don't worry if you fall back, if you grow and then all of a sudden it feels like you did not make progress. The growth is not linear, never ever. It's gonna be up and down and up and down. But when you keep it up and you focus on being a better version of yourself, you've got it. It takes time, but great job. I'm very glad that I had you here today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like or consider subscribing, and see you in the next one. Bye!